All right, what's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews. Today we're taking a look at the InoKraft. This is the MHE5000. This is a 5,000 watt at 240 volt, 17,000 BTU garage heater. This one, of course, is electric. These come in kind of two styles: propane, natural gas, or electric. This is going to be our electric one, and this is for a one-car garage, which we're in Florida here. That's pretty much all I need here. I've got a 6-car garage, and this should heat the entire thing absolutely no problem here in Florida. We do drop, temperature-wise down in the 40s once in a while, but you run this thing for a couple hours, whole garage should be fine here. We got really good insulation in the garage. We just got new garage doors this year, so not really expecting any issue with heat at all this year. Of course, that's 500 square feet is going to be your 17,000 BTU. So let's get this thing popped open and see what's inside the box. All right, this thing is actually not too heavy, which is nice. And designed to be mounted up on the wall or on the ceiling. And of course, you're going to want to follow all the appropriate directions for these things, because these things are obviously giant fire hazards. Doesn't matter if they're propane or electric. I like to say they are fire hazards no matter what. So there's a few things in the bottom of the box right here. Things wrapped up really well. All right, we got this thing all unwrapped now. Of course, this is going to be a professional install only. There is no power cable to this thing, which is kind of a bummer here. So you can't just plug this thing in, but this is going to be a 30 amp connection here. Let's see how easy this thing is to get in here. All right, looks like we got the front right there. And I'm just going to take this screw off here. And let's see here. This should be our connections in here. Okay, here we go. So obviously we can punch the holes here, which we are going to do that. And here's going to be our connection lines right there for, is that going to be it? Seems rather small cables here to be running 30 amp to. I guess that's where they go, actually. Let's get these holes punched out here. We've done that before. It's always really satisfying punching these holes. Works pretty sweet. And you just twist them around a little bit, and they come right out, no problem. There we go. Both holes are punched, and of course we're going to run our hard copper right to there. And of course, have an electrician do this. You don't want to be messing around with 30 amp voltage. But all right, let's check out the front of this thing. Of course, we have the maneuverable, I think they're called louvers, I believe what they're called. And of course, they're on little springs, so you can adjust it up or down wherever you want that airflow to go to. We also have a nice display on the front here, and we do get a nice remote too. So you mount this up higher on your garage, you can still, of course, make adjustments to it. Of course, we have power. You can adjust the settings here and go up or down on your heat levels. Super easy to use. And of course, for about 17,000 BTU, this thing is going to put out a good amount of heat for a one-car garage. Should heat up a one-car garage. When it's cold out, I'd say give it a couple hours. It's going to do a pretty good job. On the back here, you of course can see that there is your fan assembly pushing air that direction. There's a 240 volt fan back in here. And then we of course have two options here. We have a heater's thermostat or an external thermostat you can use to, of course, set your temperature settings there. Now, if you're going to mount this thing up on the wall, not too bad of a option here. We do have multiple mounting options here on the side, which is awesome. So what you're seeing here is you're going to put your screws in like this and adjust how much of an angle you want to have this thing mounted at. Very simple to do there, and I like that they give you a number of mounting options there. This is something that I don't know where I'm going to mount this thing yet, so I don't know where I'm going to run my wiring exactly for this. But I do like the design of this thing. It's nice and compact. Let me show you the size of this thing. It's not bad actually at all. We're actually, if you don't count the louvers on the front, we're at about 11 inches. If you do count them, you're at a hair over a foot. And height-wise, we are at a 1.5 feet, not bad. Let's check out our width here. 14.25, not bad either. So pretty compact, small little size here. Only kind of pain in the butt thing here is that you have to actually hardwire this thing in. It has no, of course, connection to it. You could add one though to, of course, create a pigtail and add your own on this thing so you can plug it in. But it is 240 volt, so you're gonna need at least a dryer connection, if not something a little bit larger to connect this thing in properly. And of course, get an electrician to do that. I'll probably get this thing installed. It'll be cooler weather out here. I'll get this thing installed somewhere and get this thing mounted up. But for right now, though, guys, we got the hurricane coming, so I'll be probably doing a second video on this thing where I actually show you how to mount this thing up, and we'll get it hardwired in as well. But overall, the build quality of this thing looks great. Honestly, it's not a bad design here for the price. And of course, mounting options are great. Remote is pretty cool. You got your own remote. You can plug this thing in where you need it to, and overall, it's a pretty good design. Honestly, I'm not seeing anything that I don't like about it. If I had louvers that were left or right, it'd be kind of nice. But the only thing I can think of that I'm not a huge fan of there. But other than that, this thing should do just fine for heating up the garage, especially in a climate like Florida. We don't get too cold of weather here, and anything else we got here is everything is pretty insulated here at this house here. So this thing should heat this garage up with no worries at all. But guys, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching, and take care.